Hey there, welcome to another special, well, actually another Tuesday night watch talk stream, but this is a very, very special episode. Lot of things to cover tonight. Very, very excited. Been looking forward to this one for the last day or two. I am Bobby Legs, and I am joined by the guys, the crew, our normal crew on Tuesday nights. Disgruntled Luxury. How are you tonight?
I feel vindicated because I've been getting a lot of criticism for intentionally getting fat, spending all my free time at strip clubs instead of preparing for the stream. Only giving half effort on the stream, in the hopes that I get traded to a better live stream.
Yeah.
But after the last Thursday's NBA trade deadline, it worked for James Harden twice. So I feel more set in my strategy of getting traded to a different live stream.
He's skinny now.
Really?
Yeah. He looks
Yeah,
way
well,
skinnier. I don't know.
He gets skinnier so fast after a trade. It's
Yeah.
it's like he takes off a fat suit. And
Yeah.
it's just
Absolutely.
amazing.
Well, the Bobby Lake stream is trying to compile as many first round picks as possible over the next couple of years in hopes to build a solid
Better.
dynasty.
Better team
I,
than
I'm
this one.
I'm just hoping to get traded to a live stream where I can make the most in super chats.
I still think I should have kept the stream going on my channel so that we could have pretend drama between your channel and my channel.
Like I join your channel, then you kick me off.
Yeah.
You know what I
We
mean?
could bring it back, though.
We can bring it back.
Yeah.
We can bring
It
it
could
back.
be like that fake WWE ECW where WWE owned ECW for a while.
Right. Well, disgruntled. What do you have on wrist tonight?
Let's see.
What is it? What the heck is that?
There we go.
Oh.
Explorer 2.
Ooh, Explorer 2. Nice.
Explorer 2, very nice. Ooh,
Don't see that often.
I know. It's almost like a a special moment. A week and a half ago, I saw it in person, and I thought it fit great on my wrist. I know it's a little bit bigger, and I know you
It is
guys
a
have
little-
mentioned,
It's not too big. I think
Yeah.
it's fine.
but it fit great, and I liked the black dial. I was like, you know what? Put that on the list. Put that one on the list, right? Like,
Sign me up for all of them.
Sign me up for every single one. Whichever one comes first. Colin at winding_watches. How are you today, buddy?
I'm good, buddy. How are you?
Good. You
Good.
picked up something recently that we'll talk about, but
I
why don't you
did.
just give us a little sneak peek?
So this came together pretty quickly, but new watch.
Yeah.
Habring
Ooh.
to
Bring Brothers.
Habring
I got
Brothers.
The new group.
Felix. Yeah.
New
It's
group
kind of hard.
watch.
Kind of hard to see it, but it's
Yeah.
silver dial, gold, hands and indices. Yeah.
Looks so good.
Here, let me give you a solo. There you go. Very nice.
The
Very cool.
numerals, are they gold as well?
Yep.
I love that dial.
Really
not a-
beautiful. The way it's like the
That's
gold,
pretty good.
the
Mhm.
kind of like in some of the photos you showed, the strap kind of has like almost a slight orange tone that brings out that in the gold. It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very nice.
I'm pretty impressed with it. Actually, it's so thin.
Very
People don't
right.
realize how thin it is,
Mm.
Mhm.
and the dial texture too. I'm blown away with the vertical brushing on the dial.
Awesome.
So,
I'm so glad you picked it up, and from all accounts, pretty good deal. So
Yeah.
it's nice to get like an independent watch like that from an independent watchmaker, especially in this time where like prices and wait lists for and waiting for independent watch maker a watch from an independent watchmaker is just astronomical.
Yeah.
So good for you,
Fits
man.
really like good size too.
Yeah, looks perfect on
Yeah.
your wrist.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was you don't find many deals like this right now, and I found a good one. So
Yeah.
happy.
That's awesome.
Amin, we're gonna touch on you for a second. Just let me say hello to the chat because I want to
Yeah.
get that out of the way and then give you a special few minutes because you got something that's really, really beautiful that came in recently after a long wait. So, hey Chaz, how are you? What's going on? B Dev, what is up, man? Hey, Dan is here. Rob from Mountain Standard Time. Bill K, what is up? underachieving watch collector. How you doing, guys? Let us know what you're wearing on wrist tonight. Marcel, what's up? How you doing, sir? Brownie's here. How you doing? Az Clayton is here from Az. Wilson, what is up? Wilson here from MI. Um, Keith E is from IL. Well, all right, I gotta stop. Jeffrey Deach, what is going on? How you doing, sir? Time Hill, Steve, what's up? Sorry about your Bengals. It was a tough one. Great game.
Great
You
game.
got a great quarterback. Hopefully, you guys can get a draft an offensive line in the next couple of years to protect them. Hey, Torin, what's going on? How are you? Good to see you. Hobby Bobby cracks me up every time I see that name. Joey B, what's up, Joey? Rasan's here. Caliber's here. Mez9 is here. Hey, Jared, how you doing? And Kevin as well. Young Excellency, what's up? Hey, everybody. Looking forward to their take on the new Zin 1739 with the silver case. Cheers. We'll pull that up in a little while. There was another release that came out with it, a re-release that I'm more excited about. Scatterbrain is here. How you doing, sir? Talking Watches Mark, what's going on? Good to see you. Kevin S. You got a franchise Marcus. That's not a bad idea. I mean, like I was gonna franchise. I think the play is to franchise Joe, right?
Could be.
Yeah. I mean, you have to franchise him, pay him top 5 of the other Joes and other streams, and to make sure he stays. But you never know. I mean, Joe can go down in an injury, and then Marcus, you're the man for sure. Ep is here. Sands of time. Although you have a body of work, man. The Pluto Sabbath line is just genius. Your rants, your take on things, your I don't care attitude, what people think about me, love it. Your
Could
weapon.
get worse.
Hot take.
Yeah.
Joe's absence has made his legend grow beyond what it should be.
Ooh.
He's a man of mystery.
I said
hot
it.
take.
Joe needs to come back and prove it.
Yeah.
Prove himself.
Yeah.
He's a legend. Lord Lofi is here. How you doing, sir? And anybody else? Oh, Detroit Spartan. Thanks for joining us. James Monroe's here. Jeffrey O'Neill. He is wearing the Zin U50 Mother of Pearl. Awesome. No, none of
Not
that
today.
today. Not today. I don't get a stern warning every time before a stream, but I feel like I get a look. It's like, just not today, man. Just not today. Okay. Chicago Basin's here. Hey, Tennessee Mike, what's going on? Chaz is wearing the G-Shock TVA tonight. Wilson showing off, wearing the Pepsi. Khaki King for Mez9. Yeah, it's a decent watch. Right. Time Hill also wearing the Pepsi. Okay. All right. Hey, Anish is here. What's going on? How you doing? And okay, so Amin, you got something you've been waiting for a little bit of a while for. Tell us about it. Show us. Let me put you a solo here.
I think so. Here's my new watch. I think I first mentioned this watch on the stream in the middle of 2020. I don't know if this is going to show well,
dude.
Yeah, that looks so good.
And
oh my god.
And
that looks great.
Thanks, guys. So it's been a long time in the works. If I can.
And then for those in the chat who don't know, I've never seen this watch. What's the name of the brand?
So this is it's called Ketelaars watches. Stefan Ketelaars is a young Dutch watchmaker. He makes about 15 watches a year, something like that. Little over one a month. And yeah, I mean, he makes modified ETA 6497 movements. This one has a dial side balance wheel, so he reversed the balance wheel and then put a 24-hour indicator with like a little hand painted spinning globe, indicate 24 day night. And Yeah, it's been a long wait, and it was it really lived up to it. I mean, I'll post some more pictures of it, but it's I couldn't be happier with it. Really
Hmm.
couldn't.
Hmm.
And I think that I always thought it was a little hard to tell from his pictures exactly. I think it's this
Yeah.
way in general with when you buy something online that especially if it's not a popular watch where a lot of people have taken pictures of it, there's always a little mystery. It was this way with the RGM, definitely this way with the Ketelaars.
Yeah.
Um, so I was super happy once I got it in hand, and I'll try to take some good close up pictures and add to the body of what's
Mhm.
online as far as seeing what the quality is.
Yeah, and so, how many watches a year does Stefan Ketelaars produce?
Yeah, I think it's about 15.
Yeah.
Just about 15. He
Wow.
said it's on average like one a month, or maybe it's slightly more than that.
Yeah.
And he does everything himself. He doesn't send anything out. Um,
He doesn't do absolutely everything himself.
Right.
He doesn't have anybody else who works with him.
mhm.
But like for example, the um, the Roman numerals around the hour and minutes hand, that little ring with um, that
Yeah.
little ring, he somebody else does the numbers on that, right?
Okay.
Um, So, but he built his own CNC machine. He makes, I think, some of the wheels that he uses to modify the 6497. Um, he hand paints that the globe. He finishes all his bridges, his parts. He makes some of those parts. He doesn't make the case. I'm pretty sure that somebody does that, but he finishes it, by hand as well. Um, he does as much as you could reasonably expect one person to do, unless they're charging like
Yeah.
unbelievable sums of money. So it's really cool. Like the if you watch his Instagram, you can see when he started doing frosted finishes, when he started um, offering darker, lighter finishes. When he started bluing hands, which he does himself.
Mhm.
He finishes the hands, he blues the hands himself. He shows you how he does it. Um, there's
And
there's a lot
he's like self-taught too, really. I mean,
self-taught. Yeah, he
yeah, yeah,
basically says he taught himself from YouTube videos
yeah.
how to do um, most of this stuff. So, and he's experimenting a lot. Um, Like mine, was the first time that he ever did sharp interior angles on a movement, and he even posted on Instagram, like, he had
Mhm.
been putting it off for a long time because it seemed like it would be really hard, and, he was right because it was really hard. Um, and now he offers it as an option, I heard, like,
Oh,
in
really?
his, yeah, so, like, when you order it's very à la carte, like, when you order for example, the reverse balance wheel that's shown there in that picture,
Mhm.
it's like it's an extra. If you can
Mhm.
get the watch with or without that. And so even the sharp interior angles he put up now as like as an option for a small extra fee. Um, so yeah, he does really cool stuff. Can I share a couple pictures of mine?
Absolutely. Yeah.
All
For
right,
sure.
let
Yeah.
me pull those up.
I'm really looking forward to more pictures from you because
Uh,
a different person capturing it is always nice to see.
um, let me see. Okay, here's a few. So
Big Knocker is saying, I appreciate that this live doesn't focus on nothing but divers. Beautiful watches, Khan and Amin.
Thanks.
Thanks, Big Knockers.
So this is my watch. So
That's my favorite picture.
it's
But
it's
yeah.
pretty much his standard, some of his standard options. And so
Mhm.
oh, this is his reverse balance wheel. Um and this is the hand painted globe. I chose a unfortunate time of day because I think it's just Australia down there. You're not seeing as much. Um and then here's the movement. So less to see here because the balance wheel's reversed, but You get a totally unimpeded view of the pallet fork.
Mhm.
Everything is finished by hand. So this is here's those sharp interior angles, but the bridges, are frosted. You can get striping if you want. There's nice black polishing on these screws and some of the hardware. Um, Here's another kind of close up on that. Um,
Nice.
yeah, I mean, you can see. I mean, um, and then this is just that globe. You can see how 3D this is, right?
Hmm.
And then there's
Mm.
really nice polishing on some of these surfaces, so you can see really clear reflections of these wheels. Um, but
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah, really
It's beautiful.
super happy with it.
Yeah, I think what I'm just really impressed with the finishing. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Just like I would think like a finishing, um, you'd probably see that with somebody with a lot more experience than what Stefan has, right? And so for him to be so young, because I don't think he's 30 yet, right? I mean, is he in his 20s?
26, I think, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I
20s,
mean,
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
that's just bananas, man. I mean, this guy is on the verge of being a rock star.
And I don't think he's been doing this for too many years. Some of these guys, they're in their 20s, but they started when they were, 8 or
Yeah,
12. I
yeah.
think,
Mm.
he had a day job. I think it's only been a handful of years that he's really been fully throwing himself into this. And
Yep.
you can see the difference in his finishing now compared with 3
Hmm.
years ago. It's like
Yep.
really obvious. Yeah.
Mark's asking, how long did it take from order to delivery?
So mine, I mean, I put a very tiny deposit, like 100 euros down in the middle of 2020. Um, and so, it took a year and a half, but currently, um, and by the way, he told me that when I put the deposit down, he was like, we're targeting you're one of the last people that will be done in 2021. That's the goal. Could take a little longer. So he stuck to that. My understanding is that the people where he's starting watches now, he's doing them in small batches. So he'll do like
Yep.
3 watches now, which he expects to finish in the next 3 months. Then he'll start the next 3 watches that he expects to finish in the next 3 months after that. So once he tells
Yep.
you, "I'm starting your watch," in my case, when he started my watch, he started like a batch of 12 or 15, and then it took a year.
Hmm.
But now I think once he says he's starting your watch, it's gonna be just several months.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Kevin S. Does the globe spin throughout the day?
It does. So mine, I asked him to put New York, Boston as the noon. By default, GMT is centered at noon, but you can tell him what you want.
Kevin to say, my son can barely wash a water bottle when he gets home from the gym at 26. Howard Myers, hey Howard, Stefan is a trained electrical engineer and he builds much of his own equipment from scratch.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Impressive, very impressive. Um,
Yeah, so I don't, it's not like he's trying to hand make every component. I mean, I think that's totally unrealistic, right?
mhm.
But he uses, CNC, and but he builds a lot of his machinery, and he does so much on his own.
Yeah. Wilson asks, Amin, you need to come out of retirement and do a proper review on the watch. Wilson, next week, he's going to have one um, coming soon. That's what he's got next this week. Um, so much faster than a Rolex. Interesting.
True. Yeah.
Dan, can you spin the globe independent of the time from
No,
the time? No.
no.
Okay. Um, yeah, I mean, look, chalk this up to another great addition to your collection. And I
Oh,
just love the combination of, the standards, right? The
yeah.
brands that people know of and recognize, and then you have the independence, and then even like the micro independence, right? I mean, this is like not a micro brand. That's not what I'm trying to say, but like you have the independence, and then you have the really small scale independence, like something like a Ketelaars, right? You have an independent like RGM, you have a Moser, and then you have and whatever else I'm forgetting, but then you have something like this, which is kind of just very very unique.
Rolex, independent
Yeah,
like Rolex.
independent right, Rolex, right? So you cast a wide net with the independents, right? And
This one and the RGM, when this came today, I was like, oh, Joe is sort of, selling his a bunch of his non-independents and really focusing in on the independents. And after getting the RGM recently and then getting this, I was like, oh, should I do something like that? But I think I know myself well enough to know I like both mainstream and
yeah,
independent watches. So, I love my IWC. I love Rolex. That I don't see myself going like doing that, just independence. Um,
Yeah.
but I get a lot of enjoyment out of this for sure.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Okay, so great stuff. Colin, did you want to add anything about your hobbering? I feel like I shortened,
No,
didn't
no,
give
no.
you
I
enough
mean,
time.
it's
Okay.
pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
no, we can
All right.
move on.
Okay.
You guys, I have a question for you guys about your
Yeah.
hobbering. So
Yeah.
the handset's definitely different. Is your dial and numerals same configuration, or is it two different colors or configurations?
It's a
So
little different.
yeah,
It's a little
it's a
different.
little different. So
Okay.
let me do a little solo. How do I do that with my camera
They're
here?
like washed out.
Yeah, yeah. So it's
It,
more of a stick
his
hands
are
there, right?
Oh yeah.
skinnier
Yeah.
Skinnier.
stick style. Mine are a
Yep.
little fatter and filled in.
And what's
Yeah.
the surface texture of yours, Rob?
So it's not vertically brushed at all. There's no brushing at all.
Oh
It's
no.
Okay.
kind of like a flat silver.
It's a little granular, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I noticed some like
It's
this
got a texture to it.
slight texture, nothing
Yeah.
overwhelming, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so they're
Um,
very different.
oh yeah, yeah, very
Yeah.
Yeah,
different.
yeah,
Yeah.
Let me
Cool.
get out of solo.
yeah. I mean, you don't need to, but my Instagram has a pretty good close up of the dial on mine, which I just
Yeah.
posted.
See,
But
if I had my choice, right? If I had ordered this brand spanking new, I would have
mm,
gotten the same configuration that Colin has. I love that
mm,
Mm.
dial and those rose gold hands. In fact, I
mm,
mean, it's not out of the question that down the line, I may just approach them and just say, hey, can you just give me a different
just
dial
do
with
it. Yeah.
with the hands? You know what I mean?
Mm.
So it'll be exactly like Collins. But anyway, the one that I had presented itself, and it was a good price on, and then I went for it. So
Mm,
Both
um,
beautiful.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Howard's saying Hovering will customize dials and dial colors for you too.
mhm.
So I mean, if the price is right, I'll do it. For sure. The backup, the stuff that I had that came with it was for a different model. So the hands, because the other model that dial that I have for has
Mm.
a center seconds, but they also included a small seconds in rose gold. So I have the hands. I just need the proper dial
Mm.
with the small second at the 9 o'clock.
Howard might be the only person on earth with a Habring and a Ketelaars, right?
For now.
For
Yeah.
now.
For now,
Yeah.
yeah, for now, right? Okay, so I think we need to go and move on to the meat and potatoes of the show tonight. And
Every week, man.
I love that. Yeah, that's the best.
Himself out.
I'm back.
That's my second favorite thing besides Marcus coming in upside down back in the old days. Marcus, remember when you used to get
That was
booted all
pretty
the
good.
time?
Yeah, that was pretty
Frozen?
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never understood what happened with the upside down. Why it came in upside down? It was weird.
Coming in like 50 cent.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah. That's what I do, guys. Sometimes. Let's talk about new releases.
They probably go get the meat and potatoes.
Yeah.
Probably Kumar.
I did.
So funny.
Yeah, I did get the meat and potatoes. I'm back. There was no meat and potatoes. Not in this house. Anyway, so yeah, so big and interesting release this week. The new Moser Perpetual Endeavor tutorial. Very, very interesting release. What say
Interesting is the
you
word.
guys? Yep, Marcus, please take the lead.
So I want to congratulate Moser on wrapping up the award for worst release of the year, and it's what like just after Valentine's Day.
Just after Valentine's Day, right?
Valentine's Day, yeah. So congratulations to Moser. I know our friend of the live stream, Brandon. He's been doing everything short of putting on a blonde wig to Kellyanne Conway this Moser to the to the numerous detractors, but this is a like I mean Moser's gotten to the point where it's beyond too cute. Like they reached too cute 2 years ago, and this is just this is beyond too cute. Um, so like for the like when Moser does these sorts of things, and when they sort of spoof certain watches, like they did with the homage watch, sorry, the icon watch, the Swiss cheese watch, the Apple watch. These are they were parodying like actual established industry icons that were so deeply ingrained into the zeitgeist, and therefore you could be iconoclastic, right? Because if you think about it, you don't get iconoclastic without the word icon.
Go ahead, Marcus.
Did I get booted, or did everyone else?
No. We're getting off the court.
Everyone else got booted.
No, continue,
Okay.
Marcus.
Yeah.
Continue.
Anyway, wow. Let's go. We're good. All right. Anyway, I'm just gonna keep going. So like when
I thought Rob kept kicking himself out too.
Yeah.
It was confusing.
what
No,
happened?
no.
He was just giving you the solo screen.
He was just giving me the solo screen. Yeah. So you can't get iconoclastic without icon, and here Moser is just basically parodying their own watch, and this is not an icon. Nobody Moser has, no matter how much they put out on social media, they are a tiny little blip in the industry, and you can't parody yourself when you're a tiny little blip in the industry. Nobody cares about your perpetual. So like coming out with an ironic tongue-in-cheek take on like explaining to other people what a perpetual is, it's not funny, it's not interesting, and you're actually ruining a good watch. Like once you get to a point where you're ruining a good watch, that's the hard line in the sand. So like this is terrible. So I think that the most honest bit of marketing is when Edouard sort of posted on Instagram the perpetual calendar for dummies, because to those 20 people who bought perpetual calendar, enjoy your watch, dummies.
So
I agree.
I've got a slightly more charitable view. Okay. And I think this is horrible, right? So let me start off there. So I guess it's not that charitable. And I agree, like I don't like to insult people for their watches. Like I'd rather insult watches, not people. But in this case, yeah, for dummies, I agree with that take. But I think that Moser has always done some dumb, bad joke stuff. Like I get the distinction Marcus is saying, that making fun of the icons or whatever. But I've never liked that side of what they do. The Swiss cheese watch, the homage mashup, um, even the Apple Watch or whatever they want to call it, Swiss House Watch. Like I've never liked that aspect of what they do. Um, I do think that they needed to get attention somehow, and they do get press when they do stuff like this. And maybe from a business angle, this kind of stuff works for them. I've never liked it. I don't like this either. I think this is just god awful. But at the same and so my immediate reaction is they've done some really strong watches. The Streamliners are very strong. I think the Pioneer is very strong. The original perpetual calendar, like the one on the right or the one Marcus has, very strong. Even my Endeavor, I think, is very strong. But if they've figured out that being stupid and getting some press for it is like part of their business plan, then whatever. But I think it's horrible. I think the watch is horrible, but if it's part of their business plan, then whatever.
Yeah.
They're detracting from a very good watch right next to it there. The one on the right is a good looking watch. It's a cool perpetual calendar, and nobody's talking about that. No one's even thinking about that watch at all. They're thinking about the thing next to it. And it's not that clever. Like
Yeah.
Zenith did it with the Blueprint, like G-Shock did it with the TVA. Like I think there's even others who have done it.
And
It's
those
not
were
like a
much better.
genius thing. Yeah, it's not like super genius, like, oh, we're so smart. Like, I get it. They're trying to be ironic. They're trying to be cute, but I'm
They
kind of
only
sick of
made
them being
20.
cute.
It's clickbait, right?
It's clickbait.
They're
Yeah.
trying to get some press. We're here talking about it. They just made 20 of them. I agree. It's from like it cheapens their brand.
It does. I wish they'd focus more on innovating. Like they focused on innovating with the Streamliner a bit, even though they kind of threw the same movement in. But they're best when they're making something new, something exciting. Just keep going to the well and making these different watches, different dial colors, same movement, same case. Oh, let's throw some text here. Let's do a loading sign there. Like I don't know. It's getting tiresome, I think, for established collectors.
I'll
I think
revise my take. I think that this kind of dumb shit helped them to get known, but now that they're kind of known and they have some strong watches, they should not do crap like this anymore, because
agree.
it makes them look like crappy.
It's time for them to pull on their big boy pants and make a watch that they can parody in 20 years. Like, make your own icon. Stop fooling around with this BS.
Let's see what the chat says. Nev, I love Moser, but this ain't for me. It is bad. Just like TGV ruined the Squale. Okay. Is it ironic to just make a crappy dial, make a great dial crappy?
Well, they seem to think so.
Yeah. Henry Winkler just said, man, those guys really jumped the shark.
He said that a long time ago and said it over and over.
Yep. Marcel saying the normal version is fine. I think it's just more than just fine. I think it's beautiful, beautiful looking watch. And Amin's right. Nobody's talking about it because they're focused on this release here. This one doesn't make me feel anything. I don't care. Bobby's saying whoever who purchases this watch have to fill this as a charity donation in their tax returns. Full on John says looks like someone's equations on a chalkboard. Yeah. Detroit Spartan says Moser still makes great watches. This release is irrelevant.
You would have to be so wealthy to buy this $65,000 bad joke, right? Like, how much would you have to not care about money to buy this watch?
Clayton's saying, hey, Moser is turning the core buyers away with stunts like this.
Exactly.
Bobby, again here, if they do this stupidity to the Streamliner, I think I may implode the brand.
Yep. They should leave that one alone.
Brownie says, I don't like it, but they are only making 20 of them. I like the plain one, but agree, it seems to distract from the very clean version.
I don't even care if they were making 1 or 100. Like it doesn't matter.
Exist.
Yeah, it's the thought behind it. It's the neediness of just constantly having to, look at us, we're quirky. Ooh, like guys, it's enough.
Hobby Bobby and chiming in, is it supposed to be a spoof of the Zenith and G-Shock? Maybe it wasn't trying to be original.
I doubt it.
I don't agree with the watch. I just was wondering if it's also a spoof play. Lame either way.
Yeah.
So this isn't as bad as the one with the eraser secondhand.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, that was pretty terrible.
They're pretty similar. They're about as bad as each other.
Hey, Waven, I'm not gonna buy one of their joke watches, but I think they're hysterical. I'm glad somebody's taking the piss.
Some
Okay.
people like it. There are some people who like the jokes.
Chaz thinks it's a mental game. Chaz got all in Moser's head.
Actually, when Brandon posted this, there were quite a few positive comments in that
And
Facebook group.
Noobs.
Yeah, I think a lot. I think Brandon does a really good job being positive about the brand, right? I'll say, and I think it might be infectious to some, who like Moser and who buy into it, and
I mean, there's some
yeah.
people on the forums who are comfortable calling Brandon out, and others who are not. Right?
Mhm.
I mean, he works for the company that owns that group, and
Yeah.
I mean, the most expensive watch, the most money I've ever paid for a watch is a Moser, and I'm out on the brand. I'll just say that.
Bobby's
Like,
saying maybe. Oh, sorry.
like out, like you're getting rid of it, or you're just not
No,
buying
I'm
another.
I'm not gonna. I'm out of the Moser fan group. I'm just calling them out on their bullshit. I'm not interested in getting a second one.
Maybe you guys should buy this as your group watch. It's better than that John Mayer. I think Wolfie would agree with that, right? Has Brandon ever been negative about Moser?
I think Wolfie
know.
actually said that he'd rather have the John Mayer watch than this watch, if I'm not mistaken.
I think he did.
Yeah.
We should just buy him the John Mayer watch, I think, and make him wear it.
Just send it to him.
Green Dragon is still magnificent. It is. Hobby Bobby saying Bobby is doing a really good job of being positive about Brandon. Well, I was just trying to be. Yeah, I was trying to be positive about Brandon, but I mean, like, I know, like, I know what's going on in the behind the scenes, right? We most of us kind of do.
I
You
think
know?
we
Brandon
love Brandon.
generally. I think he actually really does love Moser. I
Yeah.
do think he does.
And I like Brandon.
Yeah, he's a friend of the channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think he loves Moser.
Yes.
He's a
But
super fan.
he's a super. I think he's a super fan. But that doesn't mean that you can't be critical every once in a while, right?
Yeah.
And maybe he really truly loves the brand. But I think it's fair to be critical. I think this is not for me. This one, you know. Okay, moving on. Okay, so let's take a look at some other releases. Anything in particular that you guys want to talk about, or the chat wants to talk about?
The chat brought up that Zin. What was that?
Okay. So there
Silver.
is. Before we move into that, Zen, I want to talk about this one. This one, the
I didn't see
Easy
this one yet. That
13.
looks cool.
Yeah.
It does
Now
look cool.
this was in production. Then it was discontinued, and they made some slight modifications, mainly in the dial. You used to have the numbers of the hours inside here, and they took them away. It's a super cool looking watch. It's a watch that if I go back to Zen, I'm kind of a little burnt out on Zen, even though I really love the brand still. See, I can love the brand and be critical. Then again, like, yeah, I don't kind of work for them. So, but this would be the one for me. Now the one that just came out is a just a simple little dress watch by them, I think.
Yeah.
Let me pull that up here.
Is this one you're just showing there was a pilot watch? Would you say?
It's a diver's chrono.
Diver's chrono. Oh,
Yeah.
So it's a
Really?
central chrono.
Yeah. Is that yes?
Yeah.
Let me
Wow.
just. So this is the 1739.
Mm-hmm.
And here's what I gotta say. When I think of Zin, I don't think of these kind of dressy pieces.
No.
And I think it's nice. Is it 2680 nice? 2680 nice? I don't know.
I think
It's a
it's
no.
good. I think it is.
Yeah.
People have paid more for a Nomos, and this is how you do Bauhaus right. I think it's elegant. I think this is how you do Bauhaus right. It's compelling. It's if people have paid more for a Nomos, then this is worth whatever they're charging for it.
Fair enough.
You broke Amin.
I don't like it. Looks like that Citizen
Yeah, I'm with you.
Stiletto or whatever that Citizen was.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
It doesn't get my juices flowing.
Yeah.
It's okay. I don't know. I feel like
I like Nomos better, and I like some Nomos.
Young Excellency, I love the case material, like the indices, dislike the hands. Wish there were other color options.
As always, in the hand, maybe it's different too. You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Neff, I like it better than Nomos. Agreed. Don't like that blue though. Howard was saying that same old quality of high horology would be frustrating for a free spirit like Edward Milan. Although Chakin and Alain Silverstein are able to pull off horological escapades with more Milan.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, it's like, do I prefer sort of buttoned up, no humor brands, or like a brand like? I feel like no humor is better than like poorly done humor for me. I'd rather just not have any escapades at all if they're going to be poor.
Sound like my wife.
Like a bad joke is worse than no joke.
It depends on the bad joke,
Yeah.
because some bad jokes are so bad that they're hilarious. Like I can laugh as hard on a really bad joke as if it was a really good joke, just because
So-
of yeah.
Sorry, proof. If you go to Horological Dictionary's Instagram, he did a spoof of that Moser, and he took it to a whole other level.
Yes.
And I would buy that watch because it's hilarious.
Also,
like, you mean like where it was like had Paddock written in crayon on the dial.
Yeah. And like the power reserve was like big D energy and stuff.
Did anybody see the meme with Post Malone and the Moser?
Yes, that was pretty funny.
That was funny too.
I just also, Howard, same old. You can be daring or creative without being a joke. You know, it doesn't have to be same old or making fun of, or joke watch. There's a lot of other ways to be daring.
Speaking of daring,
Grand Seiko,
yeah,
it is.
Speaking of daring, we got a Grand Seiko, white birch, but in green birch.
Green birch.
Green birch.
Is it green birch?
Yeah, this is really.
Did we need a green birch?
It's something.
This is like, how Seiko brings out too many watches and you get fatigue. This is the one, the first Grand Seiko recently where I've really been like, okay, this is fatiguing. It's one too many in a short period of time.
You have a high tolerance, man.
Yeah. Oh God.
Marcus?
All right, so I will say this.
Okay.
So for 2 consecutive Amin Sells Straps award shows, I've brought up the 9S-A5 movement. I've talked about how it's groundbreaking. I talked about how compelling it is, and I've talked about how if they made a Grand Seiko with that movement to the specifications that I outlined in a hypothetical, I would buy that watch. And Grand Seiko came out with that watch. It's the SLGH 009. It had a blue dial. It had a very understated texture. It had the exact handset I wanted. And that came out January 27th. And that same day, I called my AD and I said, I want that watch, set it aside for me. And my AD said, we're probably there's 11 coming to Canada. I'm going to set aside one of them for you. Okay, that was January 27th. This watch came out February the 11th, and that same day I called my AD and I canceled the order. I am out on Grand Seiko. It is too much. Like Grand Seiko at this point, their marketing department, their new release department, they are basically running around like a chicken that was force-fed Adderall and then had its head chopped off. Like this is ridiculous. Okay, guys. Like there's myopic global marketing strategy. There's extremely poor catalog control. If you are going to be having special editions, limited editions, boutique only, nothing's going to become special. Okay, and I'm going to say it right now. I will never ever own a Grand Seiko because I'm so sick of it. They could have done two things with this movement. They could have made it a halo movement and released it multiple times. They could have released made it a halo movement and made rare releases, like maybe once or twice a year with just this movement, maybe in steel and then one in precious metal. Or what they could have done is they could have said, this is going to be our main movement, put it into the main line, and then increase prices. They did neither, guys. They did neither. So they did the worst of both worlds, because they're releasing watches with this movement like almost every 2 weeks. It's no longer special. It's as common as an Omega coaxial. And they're still releasing their shitty movements with their previous high beat movements without the double impulse escapement. So for me, I'm out. Like I don't care anymore. Like I'm really out on Grand Seiko. I crap on shitters a lot, but here's what I'm going to say. I guarantee you, Grand Seiko, that with this marketing strategy, you will never reach the status that you're looking for. You will never enter the broader public consciousness because of this. And you're going to have a fate worse than shitters, because basically shitters, they make crappy watches and they sell it to people who don't know better. But you guys, you're making great watches that nobody's going to care about because you have crap marketing strategy. You have no control. You're just throwing crap out every week, and at this point it's oversaturated, and beyond a very, very small subset of fanboys, nobody cares.
I like how that went from a rant to a solo rant to a curse upon Grand Seiko and all their future generations.
So is this watch better than a Datejust? Yes, it is. Okay. Am I going to buy a Datejust over this watch? Of course, I'm going to buy a Datejust over this watch, and everyone's going to say, "But Marcus, aren't you being are you being hypocritical? You crapped on Adrian for doing the exact same thing." I'm going to say, I don't care anymore, guys. I don't care. I don't care what you think, because I'm going to be the Tucker Carlson of watch reviewers. Okay, I'm going to have no accountability, and I'm going to basically say something today that had no consistency with what I said a month ago. So that's it. That's what. Good job, Grand Seiko.
By the way, I do think, Tucker, releasing a Datejust with, I don't know, 5 different colors or whatever at the same time, or releasing one color and saying, look how special, and it's a tree and it's a cloud and it's a flower, and then 2 weeks later, that same pattern that was a tree before, now it's a mountain, and it's like, no, F you. Yeah. It's the way they trickle it out makes it even worse.
Torrin who loves Grand Seiko here, agree with Amin. Too many Grand Seiko releases too soon.
Yep.
They're diluting the success of the white birch.
Yep.
Tiffany Birch in 3, 2, 1. Chicken with a head cut off there. People loving the rant. Preach. Palm fronds, white birch. Marcus saying Marcus is going to be out of so many brands that he's going to have to create his own brand. I would love that'd be awesome. I would love to see a Marcus watch. Cringe Grand Seiko release, in my opinion. Marcus is going on 5 against the Grand Seiko team. This is incredible. Yeah. Now Marcus, we had to clear the floor there a little bit. Hopefully that didn't throw you off. Keithy, yeah, Grand Seiko has way too many releases, but this one is really nice.
Sure.
I bet it's beautiful. I bet in real life
it's probably
stunning.
gorgeous. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Apparently there are 11 types of birch trees. So that's why it's not Hobby Bobby, it seems Marcus is only on when there's a ramp potential.
They should
He's
they should
unhappy
pair
unless
it
he's
with
mad.
a matching Iro Shizuku fountain pen ink, and then maybe Marcus will start to.
They do have one. It's what CO Row.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
But they should co-brand them.
I think the line of the night, yeah, Colin, fate worse than shitters.
Yeah, I think producing watches, like great watches that nobody cares about, is a fate worse than producing shitters.
Yeah.
Well, if Ed Milan feels bad about your initial rant about Moser, then hopefully this will.
Yeah, I didn't even get into my Messina rant because there were too many rants this week.
Let's do the Messina after this.
Yeah, let's do the Messina after this one. We'll go.
Does he have it left? Yeah. Do you got some gas in the tank?
No.
Yeah,
he's got it.
The GS styles are becoming like in a carnival type of way. They need to study the Philippe Patek playbook, and learn more subtly and restraint.
Totally agree.
That was a straight up verbal beatdown. Absolutely. A lot of love here. Hey, Chris from Russia. Thanks for the super chat, man. Buy with a heart, not with the mind on Grand Seiko. Just saying.
Neither of them want it.
Meznine with a poo knife. Is that a poo sword, though? Is that a knife? Okay.
That's a poo sword.
Yeah, so that's fine. That's acceptable. We'll accept that.
Yeah.
We'll accept that. Yeah. Be a samurai sword. Japan has 24 versions of seasons. There will be plenty more birches. Man, awesome. Marcus, get some Gatorade. Kevin's like, I'm buying more GS now. That the market is down after the Marcus rant. Marcus affecting the market. So let's. You want to touch upon the Messina real quick? Let's see. Where is it? Was it a new
trainer
release?
in the corner? Yeah. Oh, I don't know if it made the headlines. Did it?
No.
Not really. It was quietly.
You want to pull something else? I'll find it.
I just want to say that Legend Diver in those other colors, gorgeous.
This one right here.
Yeah, that's a good buy. That if you want to watch for that kind of money, that's a good buy.
Well, what are they running? Still the same price,
like
or
$2,000? $2,000, I think.
Yeah, I mean that looks cool. That really does look cool. I like that. I could lose the date, but
yeah, I think the burgundy's nice too.
Yeah. I mean, whatever color you like, they're all nice.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
Is the Messina new? Because the one we were talking about looks old.
I think it was one of his special releases that he sent out a password or something like that.
Yeah. It was horrible.
What was the password?
I think it was engineer.
Wannabe?
No.
Engineer wannabe. So did you find it, Amin, or
no?
Okay.
No, I don't have the password.
Oh, gotcha. Well, we can table that, Marcus, if you're not up for it.
Yeah, we can table it. It's coming.
Wasn't it like
anyway.
a panda chrono or something?
No, it was like it was a Rodin geometer.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that yeah. Now I remember.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Chaz is saying, let's end on Tag and Nomos tonight. Keep the fire burning. Marcus is buying an undone tomorrow. Make your own watch. Yeah, Detroit. I mean, yeah, I like that bronze burgundy as well. That's a very That would be a very nice combination. At Disgruntled Luxury, in the
Yeah,
pen
it does.
world, Sailor
Mm.
has too many special editions also.
Way too many. I've promised myself not to buy any more resin sailors because it's the same pen over and over again.
Leonardo's getting like that too.
I'm totally lost on the pens.
Okay.
I mean, no. I mean, I'm just saying that you guys want to talk pens? That's fine.
Nah, we can cut it out.
Yeah.
Well, anything else, guys? We're almost at the bottom of the hour here. Guys watching Olympics?
I just want to say I totally support what Marcus said. No,
Yeah.
no one really said anything because he said it all, but
Yeah.
enough with the Grand Seiko stuff. Like, phew. I hope people see this.
It was 2 weeks. Like, it was literally 2 weeks. They came out with a limited edition, and then they came out with a boutique special edition.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like you can't trust them to plunk your money down. You just can't do it.
So what is then the safest play when it comes to Grand Seiko? Like, what is
Don't buy it.
Don't buy it.
Okay,
Unless you love it.
other than don't buy it.
I gotta say, the one Marcus liked, whatever, SLGH009.
Yeah.
And the other one that came out that day, those two I think are the standouts. I think those two are really super cool. The dial pattern is very cool. I still like those two.
Yeah.
No
But
one in
then
this
they'll
group
come
is,
out with one with those patterns in 2 weeks, right? With that's the problem.
no one in this group is buying Longines. That is not true. We've had
I've-
some Longines in the collection and on this panel.
I have two right now.
Do not park money in Grand Seiko.
I saw some positive reaction to this Seiko, the what do you call it?
Yeah.
The turtle, right?
I don't know what they call it, but
This one.
The problem is I like that. Yeah, it's expensive, but I
Yeah.
think that's a pretty good looking watch.
Pricey, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Very
spend
pricey, actually, right?
$3,500 on a turtle, but
Yeah. I mean, does Sanjay buy this watch, or is it just too big?
I don't think it's too big for him. That's what we're small. These turtles were perfect on the wrist. I just don't want to spend $3,300 on a turtle.
Yeah,
this is really petty, but when I see this Prospects logo, I just automatically makes me think that it shouldn't cost a huge amount of money.
Yeah,
and it's a branding thing.
Yeah, the logo doesn't bother me.
Oh, it doesn't bother me either. I'm just used to thinking like when I see that logo, I'm used to thinking $1,000. You know?
Yeah, it's like $500. Yeah, $1,000.
$500, $1,000.
Yeah.
Trace Barton loves Seiko Diver,
but I like this one.
The problem with Grand Seiko is people get caught in this perpetual cycle of, oh, I like this one, and then the next one they release, oh, I like that one, and they just keep trading and trading and trading, and they feel like they have to get the next one, get the next one, get the next one, and you're just constantly chasing a Grand Seiko, and it's just like, I think I said it before, but it's just like a needy girlfriend where it's just like, leave me alone. Like, I just want to enjoy my watch. Like, be consistent, have integrity with your designs, have integrity with your limited releases. You know, like you can't trust the brand.
Torrance saying Sergio will only buy the turtle if it's over $5,000.
Good one.
Before we end tonight, quick question for Marcus and Colin. Did you guys, growing up, did you like You Can't Do That on Television? Was that a big show in Canada at the time? No?
Sounds familiar. I don't remember it too well. Can't have been that popular.
Maybe it was
Is that an American thing?
No. I mean, it was a Canadian show. I think Alanis
Was
Morissette
it?
was on it at one point when she was younger. You say I don't know, and you get the green slime on you.
Sounds familiar, but yeah.
Olympics, guys, anything on the Olympics? Any take on curling, hockey?
I have not been watching any of it.
Yeah, me neither.
Skiing?
I'm boycotting it because of where it's being hosted, so I'm not watching any of it.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, not to get political, but let's end the stream on a positive note. Disgruntled Luxury, will you be back next week? Will you have a rant or two left in the tank?
I will be at the theater next week, unfortunately. So.
Oh, fancy,
Theater.
fancy. Well,
Cultured luxury.
Yeah, cultured luxury. I like that. I haven't been. I'm dying to go back to see something on Broadway. It's been a while,
Yeah.
and it's high time.
I mean,
maybe.
we're ending vaccine mandates here, which I think we should. But just an irrational part of me is like, I just want to get in before while there's still vaccine mandates. But I agree with ending them.
Before he has to mingle with the commoners.
Yeah. No. I mean, I was thinking pretty much the same thing. It's like, oh, I wonder if I could get tickets for Hamilton now.
Probably can.
Probably can. Yeah. Amin, what's going on? What's going on other than the Ketelaars review coming up next week?
Nothing much. I'll try to get some good pics of this on Instagram over the next week.
Yeah,
that's about it.
I just wanted to say about the Ketelaars. I really like the frosted bridges. Like, I think it looks better than, like, unless you can get really, really deep anglage on those bridges, like that just is. This is so much more unique. Like every watch has anglage, right? So unless you can, like, it's really hard to make anglage special. But just the frosting, it makes it so special.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a really special watch. Congrats again on it.
Thanks, guys.
Great job.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Colin, anything?
Oh, I'm gonna wait by the computer for Amin's review of the Ketelaars.
Yeah, me too.
And I've got a busy week of just constantly looking at watches.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's
gonna be fun.
Awesome. Well, guys, panel, thank you so much again. Appreciate. I'm very grateful for you guys. Doing this every week with me. It's a lot of fun, and I actually look forward to it. And chat, thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, I mean, look, Wilson's got a good point. Why not just do a live review? That's easy.
Didn't I do one tonight?
No commitment. No commitment there.
Nah, but with a second camera set up, like you did with you did that before.
Yeah.
He's got to set it all up.
I know.
He's already got it set up. It's already set up there.
I'd have to hang the camera.
He's got to switch the rooms and set it up.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, guys, it's time to call it a night. Thank you so much. Have a good one. See you next week.
Bye, guys.